So I've had these for quite some time now, but I'm just too excited, I can't help it. I've got the standard blue import plaque that comes on GTRs, 32 GTRs, and then I've got the brand new little Nissan clips. So it's going to be the first thing to go back in the freshly painted engine bay, which is looking absolutely insane. That's going to go up there like that, and we're going to put the two white clips in carefully. Goes in like that. Like that. Check that out. Let's get this new clutch fork in. I've got the new Nismo slave cylinder on, and boys from Kudos have done it again with some parts. This is the new springs, just clips in there like that. Little piece goes through the top, and then those bits there through the bottom. So just quickly, I know I've been on this subframe for like 2 weeks now, but it's all done. So the subframe's back together. I've got all the powder coated bits onto it. So we've got a new powder coated or freshly powder coated clamp there, new rubber, new clamp here, new rubber, steering rack's all in. It looks sweet. I like that color. I'm glad I did it different to the subframe. I've just got a couple of rags protecting it from being scratched. All the CV shafts are painted, the front hubs have been vapor honed, so new wheel bearings in there, new front hard race arms, new white line sway bar which has been powder coated black to match the subframe. That's all ready, super stoked. Got a fresh set of R32 sway bar links in there, hard race, they are 300 ZX tie rod ends. They don't actually list R32 tie rod ends. It's pretty sweet. I'm so stoked with this. It's gonna just, yeah. Actually, what I do is we'll lift the car back up, and for the viewers that have only just recently subscribed, I'll show you the rear subframe and how that come out, because when I went and just picked the car up, I forgot how good the actual rear subframe looked in this thing. So let's get it up and check it out. These are GK Tech bushes, so polyurethane, good bushes, nice and easy to fit. Okay, so undo all 6 of your axle bolts and just gently sort of sit the axle out of the way like that. Have a look and make sure we got no leaks, which we're all good there. And then we can just do the other side. Start on these 6 here. Now I got those rear bushes out, we should just be able to undo the front cradle and it should drop out. What the fuck is bolted to the top of it? I thought I took all the everything off the top of this, but I haven't. The Tessa pump and everything's still attached to the top of the diff, so I have to undo it there. I think there's like 2 bolts, so we'll get those next. Got the diff out. That is the first time I've ever dropped a R32 GTR rear diff out without dropping the subframe down, and it was a pain in the ass. I do not recommend it at all. I think it's because I've got the GK Tech bushes allowing the subframe to sit a bit higher. I couldn't get my hand in there to undo anything. I seriously reckon it will be quicker to drop the fucking subframe out to do the diff. Unfortunately, it is going back to George at Gearhead Diffs in New Zealand. George has kindly already sent us the new diff to replace it, which is here. So let's get this badass looking diff up, get it on the bench, and we'll sit it beside this one, and we'll just have a look at that Greddy rear cover and see how much better it actually is. This is the quality that comes out of Gearheads in New Zealand. Absolutely spectacular. All the bolts are zinc plated, freshly zinc plated, which we love. Good paint jobs, and the best thing is, like, this is just the exterior of the diffs. Wait till you actually feel them. So both of these have got Cusco 1.5 way limited slip diffs. Very good diff. I love this one, so I'm sure this one's going to be even better. Now, the only difference between the two is that this one, and correct me if I'm wrong, George, but this one has shot pined or hardened diff gears where they polish them or harden them. Correct me if the terminology is wrong. Right, let's swap these GK Tech bushes over. Now, that's a set of GK Tech polyurethane bushes. I'm just going to have a look on the supplies here, because I think I've got a set of white line ones up there, which may... Yeah, there we go. What does that say? Diff support. Let's get them out and check them out and see what the difference is. I try and stick to a sort of familiar sort of bushes or familiar brand with things. So having white line sway bars, we may try out their bushes. So they look pretty much identical, to be honest with you. Yeah, just trying to feel what ones are softer. I've got a funny feeling the white line ones may be. So just had another look, and I actually have a set of white line rear diff with the big rear diff support bushes. So I think we're going to swap over to white line. There's 2 main bushes that go on the back of the diff hat. Now, this is the white line one, which is brand new. It's pretty much exactly the same as the GK Tech one, which is not very old. So if I slip them on there like that, so you can see how they go, I'm going to run the white line one, and this is only a aesthetic thing. It's just because it's got the more factory looking rear insert on it, the metal insert. Only it's purely just to see if there is a difference with the bushes. If they're noisy, I can swap back over. If they feel better, I can let you guys know. While we got the rear diff out, I've got to change the fuel lines. So originally we had twin -8 coming from 2 pumps in the tank. Now it comes out the top of the tank with just 1 -8 line. So the 2 pumps cross over in the tank, remembering that's FPG's in-tank surge tank kit. Swap that over to a Raceworks filter while I'm here. Get rid of that. So this is going to be pretty sweet. At the moment, this is the -8 return line, which is braided black Teflon. And then we've got the 2 supply -8 lines here. Currently, the return line is just floating around until to the bracket there, where it goes to just the single 2. But what we can do now is, because we're just running 1 -8 up, 1 return, we can undo this, get rid of those two and tidy it all up. Should be pretty sick. Okay, got the bracket off, now you can see it. These things are awesome, anodized billet brackets. So we got the power cord, supply, return, that's all you need. Okay, so we had a really good day yesterday working on the GTR. Got the rear diff out ready for the new diff to go in. So probably gonna try and get that back in tonight. Just got off the phone to the engine builder and it's probably 2 to 3 weeks away. So I thought it'd be cool for you guys to drop in the comments what you think the setup is I'm going for. Yeah, so what engine do you think's going in the GTR? What block, what head, what turbo? You let us know. Be cool to hear what you guys think. So I've undone all the tape off all the aircon fittings. That's the heater tap, or heater hose, sorry. So that goes to your heater core. I think that's supply and return. That one there is your aircon drain, which is this bad boy here. Cover this in the heat reflective tape, and we'll also probably cover some of this wall here just to protect the paint. I love this stuff. This is from Raceworks. You can get it on to Norrie Factory. Send us an email, we can get you some. Actually come up pretty good, so that can go back in now. So we don't want to break it or punch a hole in it putting it in, because as they said, they are heritage now, or you can't buy them. So what I do need is there's a small clamp that's got to clamp it to the side there. Finally, time for the HKS suspension. Hypermaxes look absolutely sick. Left one. Got the subframe up in, looks awesome. Those HKS Hypermaxes look so sick. The new Vapor Hone hubs look good, hard race arms are in. I'm so stoked that I actually had this powder coated in the gloss. It looks amazing. Look under the bonnet. Little tip, I guess, or trick is with when I put the front subframe back up in, I've actually boxed up a huge amount of bolts and brought brand new bolts from Kudos, genuine Nissan bolts. I've sent a big box down to some guys in Caboolture that do zinc coating, and they're going to zinc coat everything with a little bit of colour through it, you know, that nice golden yellow. So while they're off down there, I also sorted out some subframe bolts. Now, I wasn't overly happy with the front subframe bolts, which in a GTR is a U-bolt like that. Now, when I'm going to space it, I will be very short of thread anyway, because I'm going to have to drop this. Oh, there's a tip. There's a tip, guys. I just gave away a massive tip about what engine's going in this car. And instead of using the U-bolt here like that, which I couldn't get anyway, I tried to buy new ones. I was going to get new ones and then send them away, get them zinc coated, but I can't get any. But what I've come up with, I think, is much better. So 1/2 inch bolts, not 12 mil. 1/2 inch was a little bit bigger, and it filled the hole perfect. So they were nice and tight. There's not going to be any movement, so that front subframe can't itch or move under any sort of load, and there is a lot of load through that subframe. It is a high tensile bolt. The only thing you've got to be careful of is, because they're not joined now like this bolt, because there's no join in the middle, when you do them up, you have to be very careful that they don't turn. Little tip, 1/2 inch bolts work absolutely perfect on the subframe bolts. There's new nuts on the back too, which is good. I'm going to do a full episode on how to fit the air conditioning kit. I've just got the condenser sitting there at the moment, just so it's safe and out of the way. Just while we got this thing completely stripped out like it is, I'm going to climb up inside, and I just was thinking, from when we did the Mustang, when we built the Mustang, when it was completely stripped, I used Car Builders Australia, their insulation, and I've got a couple of boxes left over. So I'm thinking we get rid of this horrible old 30-year-old sound deadener, which you know goes absolutely everywhere. So I'm thinking we're gonna strip it out and sound deaden the whole rear sort of seat section. That looks pretty happy with it, super happy with it. I wasn't going to do the rest of the car, so I was just going to leave it like that, but I had a chat last night and someone made a good point about the Hollinger sequential being a lot noisier. It's going to be noisy, that's for sure. So what I'm thinking is we actually sound deaden the whole tunnel where that gearbox is going to be. Oh, there's literally no sound. There's no sound deadening at all. Yeah, there's just a bit of this stuff on the carpet. So, what have we got here? I've got plenty of the Car Builders sound deadener, so yeah, let's put some in here. Oh. Carefully sit that down. I might get this gear, this handbrake boot changed too. That's the last bit of the interior that needs replacing. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna do. It's nice and tidy under here. This is purely just to help with any noises that's gonna come from the Hollinger or the Diffs. So I'll just do it halfway up the tunnel, just nice and smooth. Then I'll put this carpet back down on. I'll leave the original stuff on it, and that's all we'll do. Just going to take a small break from working on the 32 GTR, and we're going to do a little job for Brad for his Drift Skyline, his R33.4 Drift Skyline. It's got RB26 valve covers on it, and we need to put new push-in fittings in the end valve covers here. So we went ahead and ordered Raceworks push-in valve cover fittings for RB26 valve covers, and unfortunately they don't fit. Now, it's not because Raceworks are perfect size, they are spot on, but what someone has gone ahead and done is they've actually welded up the hole and then re-drilled it smaller, which is really stupid. I don't know why you do that. So what we're going to have to do is clamp the valve cover down and drill it out to, I think it's like 21 mil or something, 21.5 mil, which is what the push-in size is. So what we'll have to do is clamp these down with a G-clamp and get the drill press and hole drill them out, because it's quite a big hole. So I got one of them done, come up pretty well perfect. It's pretty hard because where they'd welded, it was all an uneven surface. It was pretty shitty weld job, but that's a good one. That's all done, all sealed up, good to go. Right, I forgot to take the GoPro with me, but we've been up and Brad's put his valve covers back on with the new breather fittings. I've finished putting down the sound deadening material, and I'm so stoked with it. It looks absolutely awesome. Couldn't be happier with it. I'm going to pull the carpet back over now, get the interior done back up. I'm going to pull my Howtech stuff out so that can be posted away, and yeah, we can get all the wheels and the suspension back up on the car. Got to do the rear diff next, and yeah, pretty stoked with how that come out. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. I've got some great content coming soon. The engine will be here. It'll be off. The car's going off to be painted next week. So really look forward to that. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I want to get my subs up, and you're the guys that are going to help me do it. Thanks a lot.